I'll do a completely separate video on how Rotten Tomatoes is biased, but this is gonna be a sort of video. I actually made another video, another draft video. I make those all the time. Rotten Tomatoes reports adding 600 critics for diversity. Yes, for diversity. I read this article basically about how they added more women freelancers. I don't know, freelancers, and of course YouTubers and podcasts and stuff. Which we need more instead of removing more critics. Yes, we need more critics on Rotten Tomatoes because, of course, for diversity, and of course they're inclusive. They want inclusive, and of course the facets are gender, race, and ethnicity. Oh, so I guess we need more. We need more minorities, basically. We need less white males, essentially. That's what they're saying. We need less white males, which I think critics would be accepted based off if they got good scores or not based off of race. But Rotten Tomatoes, that's how they review movies now. That's how they review movies now, and I'm gonna make a video about basically about how Rotten Tomatoes oh it's already starting to review movies based off of race and stuff. Um and how those movies out there that are basically getting bad reviews by critics just because they're considered racist. Yes. Because certain ethnicities are being portrayed wrong. Competition, voting blocks and power positions, and of course the line about how they're not being able to, they're not getting festivals, they're not going to screenings, but it's in the four comments, and these comments are hilarious. It's, how many actually have film studies degrees? The problem is hiring these people based off for diversity. That's what they said. They're hiring people for diversity. Rotten Tomatoes has went out saying that no wonder why movies like Black Panther have such high reviews. According to them, Black Panther is the greatest movie of all time. Let's remember that. Black Panther is considered a better movie than The Godfather, Citizen Kane, and of course the Shawshank Redemption, which both most film critics think are some of the best movies ever made in history. And of course, they think that the Black Panther is definitely a way better movie than Avengers, The Dark Knight, actual good superhero movies like Infinity War and Endgame. No. Black Panther is clearly a better movie according to Rotten Tomatoes than top 100 movies ever made. I think they update it every like end of the year movies. Well, that's not my list. That's not my list. Is not is it's still better than Rotten Tomatoes woke list, but the list of woke is the best movies ever made. I'm gonna re-show you this for a second. Um, this is showing the greatest movies of all time. Number one, Black Panther. Number one, Black Panther. Okay, they always are starting to do it, and that's the problem. This is why nobody takes critics seriously. Any movie that a critic gets bad reviews, I probably won't going to go see. Okay, because critics don't really review movies based off story anymore. That's how modern film critics are. Okay, the audience they review movies some more. Uh, there are multiple places where they view movies based off story, which is how movies should be reviewed, based off how great the story or something is, or how great the visual effects, how much they like the movie. Not the race or gender or ethnicity of the characters, which race and ethnicity mean the same thing. Okay, there's lots of ethnicities, and I think ethnicity is a subcategory of race, but I think race and ethnicity are the same thing. Like for example, French. There's an ethnic group of French, which are basically the race of French. Italy, Italians, Japan, Japanese. No, Australia is not a race. The Australian is mostly English people. England, English people. China, Chinese people. And but the thing is, race and ethnicity changes in terms of countries. Like India has like 100 different ethnicities or something like that, and Indonesia or Nigeria has made ethnicities, but some countries are basically like France, French race, French ethnic group, or Spain, Spanish ethnicity, um, or you think of Egyptian ethnicity, But if you look at a country like Ethiopia, there's like many different ethnicities in Ethiopia alone. Well, another example is Congo. There's a ton of different ethnicities and races in Congo. Um, that's why that's why I say it's wrong to say black though that Africans or black people are one single race when there's hundreds of different ethnicities in Africa. There's a lot of ethnicities in Africa, a ton of ethnicities. Okay, I have to show you the map of ethnicities in Africa. Same thing of South Asia. Map of like Europe is pretty easy, but if you get the map of different races in Africa, ethnicities, you can see the ethnic map in Africa. You know, and these are like the subgroups. These are like the larger groups because this is basically every different color is a different race of people in Africa. You can see here there's lots of areas with different races in here, everywhere, and here it's kind of more homogeneous up here and down here. But it's like up here is like Arab peoples, Berbers, Egyptians, and here there's a lot of different races. So there's not really. I'm not really talking about races in Africa. That's kind of boring. That's what your geographer. That's what your local geographer explain this to you. Because I'm not explaining this to you. It's too much work. But yeah, this video I'm basically dragging out this video. Goodbye.